In a world that often celebrates extroverts and applauds those who take center stage, there exists a unique and complex personality type. Sigmas tend to stand outside traditional hierarchies, walking their own path with a quiet yet intense focus. Society's perception of Sigmas is as diverse as the personality itself, with admiration, skepticism, and even misunderstanding woven into the mix. While some view them as mysterious and intriguing, others may see them as aloof or unapproachable. Exploring the ways society perceives Sigmas unveils not only the unique traits of these individuals, but also the societal biases and expectations that shape how they're viewed. 1. They think he's cold-hearted because he's bluntly honest. Sigma males often carry a reputation for being cold-hearted, yet this perception largely stems from their unfiltered pragmatism and commitment to honesty over social niceties. They're not the type to offer comforting words just to soften the blow or spare feelings if it means deviating from the truth. Instead, they'll deliver a straightforward reality check without hesitation, not to offend, but because they genuinely believe clarity is kinder in the long run. If someone's idea has weaknesses, a Sigma male will call it out, not from a place of cruelty, but from a sincere desire for transparency. To many, this frankness can be refreshing, though for others, it may feel jarring. People sometimes mistake this directness as emotional distance, given that he rarely wears his emotions on his sleeve. In contrast to those who express emotions freely, a Sigma male processes his feelings internally, choosing actions over words to convey his care. For instance, rather than showering someone with compliments, he's more likely to show his loyalty by being present when it matters most. His loyalty is subtle yet enduring, a quiet reliability that may go unspoken yet is deeply felt by those who know him well. This practical approach can often be misunderstood as a lack of empathy. However, it's quite the opposite. He deeply understands the weight of emotions, but channels his energy toward finding solutions rather than getting entangled in emotional turmoil. If you confide in him, he won't just nod along but will help you strategize to overcome obstacles. His seemingly detached demeanor serves as a defense mechanism, allowing him to think clearly under pressure and protect himself from emotional vulnerability. While he may not offer the warmest embrace, his calm and calculated presence often proves far more reliable in the long run. 2. They see him as commitment-phobic due to his love for freedom. It's common to label Sigma males as commitment-phobic, but the truth is much deeper. They place a premium on freedom and independence. For a Sigma, autonomy is non-negotiable, and he's the type to inspect every detail before making commitments, whether in business or relationships. When it comes to relationships, this manifests as a thoughtful, almost cautious approach. He won't dive into romance simply for the sake of companionship. He evaluates if it aligns with his values and life path. From the outside, this can seem like he's avoiding attachment or dodging commitment, yet it's more a testament to his determination to find something meaningful that respects his need for space. He's not someone to settle impulsively. To him, commitment is serious, and he'd rather wait for a partner who genuinely understands him than to compromise his individuality. His friends might joke about his high standards, calling his ideal partner a unicorn, rare and elusive. However, he's fine with that. For a Sigma, it's not about fear of commitment, it's about avoiding the wrong kind of commitment that would stifle his true self. This approach may seem frustrating for those seeking a quick connection, but it underscores his self-awareness and inner strength. He respects his own boundaries and won't compromise them for fleeting gratification. So while he may seem elusive, it's rooted in his commitment to finding a connection that complements rather than constrains his nature. 3. They assume he's perfectly organized and self-reliant. Sigma males exude an air of effortless confidence and self-sufficiency. They're the ones who seem flawlessly organized, whether it's in their careers, personal lives, or even style choices. They manage to look like they woke up like this, while others struggle with matching socks or managing daily schedules. This polished exterior can be intimidating. People often wonder if he has a secret guide to life that the rest of us missed. However, his poised appearance isn't an illusion, it's the product of discipline and an unwavering focus on his priorities. He doesn't waste time on what he considers trivial, channeling his energy only toward what truly matters to him. This level of composure and readiness can make him seem unapproachable. It's not intentional, he just operates with an efficiency that often sets him apart. Those around him may assume he doesn't need help or isn't interested in connecting with others, which is far from the truth. He just prioritizes maintaining order in his life, and chaos is something he rarely tolerates. Despite his seemingly perfect facade, he's human with his own share of insecurities and struggles. His knack for staying composed might conceal these, but it's not magic. It's a blend of determination, prioritization, and yes, a bit of perfectionism. While he might appear to have it all together, he's as real as anyone else, just with a carefully curated approach to life. 4. They view him as manipulative for reading people so well. There's a common misconception that Sigma males are manipulative because of their remarkable ability to read people and situations. It's as though they have an innate lie detector, allowing them to see through facades with ease. This skill can make others feel as if he's always a step ahead, maneuvering outcomes to his advantage. In reality, he's simply observant and strategic. In a work setting, for instance, when a new project is up for grabs, he won't be the one to loudly vie for attention. Instead, he'll silently analyze, gauging who's supportive, who's hesitant, and who holds influence. By the time others realize, he's subtly aligned himself with decision makers, seamlessly positioning himself as the natural choice for leadership. To some, this might appear like manipulation, but in truth, he's merely putting his understanding of people to efficient use. His seemingly effortless influence stems from his perceptiveness and ability to think several steps ahead. It's not deceit, it's just a refined approach to achieving goals. This skill can be intimidating, especially to those who prefer straightforwardness. However, he's usually driven not by selfish motives, but by a desire for meaningful outcomes. His mastery over interpersonal dynamics isn't about control, it's about crafting the best possible results. It's as if he's playing chess while others are still figuring out checkers. 5. They think he's eccentric because of his unique creativity. Sigma males are incredibly creative, channeling their unique perspectives into artistic or innovative pursuits. To him, creativity is more than a hobby, it's a way of understanding and interacting with the world. Where others might see a blank page, he sees limitless possibilities. This creativity could take many forms, like painting, writing, or designing a groundbreaking app. His ideas often stretch beyond conventional boundaries, inviting people to see things from angles they hadn't imagined. However, this creative outlook can make him appear a bit eccentric to others. Picture him in a meeting, jotting down random sketches and ideas in his notebook. He's not ignoring the discussion, but rather processing it visually. His desk might look chaotic to most, but he has a mental map of where everything is, like an organized mess that only he can navigate. Sometimes his creativity makes him seem out of sync with reality. When others are caught up in the latest show or social media trend, he's likely engrossed in his next project or mulling over an unusual solution to a work problem. Engaging with him can feel like a journey into another world, but that's what makes him captivating. He brings a refreshing perspective that is equal parts enlightening and confounding, leaving others both inspired and a little bewildered. His creativity is his superpower, and while it sets him apart, it's also what makes him so remarkably original and inspiring. 6. They mistake him for antisocial when he values his space. Sigma males often come across as antisocial, but it's not because they dislike people. Instead, they deeply value their independence and personal space. Imagine him at a party while most are mingling and chatting. He's either lost in thought in a corner or has chosen to skip it altogether in favor of a quiet night watching a documentary or reading a book. This doesn't mean he's opposed to social interaction. In fact, he's selective about it. He finds small talk draining and prefers conversations with substance, leading others to misinterpret his reserved nature as aloofness or snobbery. Social gatherings often feel like an obligation rather than a source of excitement, and he treasures his alone time more than most. To those who don't understand his need for solitude, he may come off as detached. But he's not avoiding people, he's simply ensuring that when he does socialize, it's meaningful. What some see as standoffishness is actually a selective approach to his social energy, making sure it's invested wisely. 7. They find him intimidating because he's unbothered by expectations. Sigma males can be intimidating without even trying. Their quiet confidence and unwillingness to conform to societal expectations often make others feel overshadowed. When he walks into a room, his presence alone conveys a message he's self-assured and doesn't need external approval. For people who thrive on validation, this can be disconcerting. His independent mindset and comfort in challenging norms create the impression that he's always steps ahead. In meetings, he's the one who raises questions others might shy away from, turning a routine gathering into a thought-provoking exchange. He's not interested in playing social games or conforming to stereotypes, which can be jarring. 8. They perceive him as disconnected when he's just in his own world. Sigma males often seem disconnected, almost as if they're tuned into a different frequency from everyone else. This detachment isn't due to antisocial tendencies, rather, it stems from his unique way of engaging with the world. Picture a group chat where most people are swapping memes and small talk. Out of nowhere, he drops a thought-provoking question that feels out of place but also elevates the conversation. In everyday situations, like an office lunch, while others chat about sports scores, he might be quietly reading or mentally dissecting his latest project. It's not that he considers himself above casual chatter, he simply finds his own thoughts more stimulating. To colleagues, this can seem like aloofness, but it's really a sign of how selective he is with his social energy. His tendency to get lost in thought or forget to respond to messages might seem inconsiderate, but it's simply his nature. He's engrossed in his interests and prioritizes his mental space over constant connection. Friends know that when he does engage, his attention is undivided and sincere, even if it's infrequent. His detachment is a form of self-preservation, protecting his energy by only engaging when it feels meaningful.